Next up in the mail that I've already opened is a Cooper tailpiece. I wanted to buy one of these because I have a lot of tailpieces and I'm just kind of going through them and seeing what I like the look and sound of best on my guitars. And I don't expect that they're always going to be the same. I have a vintage one. I've got high-end stuff. I've got Gibson stuff. I've got low-end stuff. You know, whatever. I reached out to them a while ago and said, hey, I'd like to get one of your ABR ones. Can I get on the list? Because they're out of stock and they will make more eventually. And they said, yes, no problem. Okay, cool. Then they were posting announcements about how these were released, and customers were sending me photos of theirs saying, hey, these are cool, you should check one of these out. And so I wrote them and said, awesome, I was excited to hear that your tailpiece was available now. I would like to buy one of those as well while I'm waiting for the bridge. And maybe I should pull up the chat. I don't want to misquote them. Like I'm not doing, they wouldn't sell it to me, and I'm not sharing this to throw them under the bus. I just am reading it so that I don't misquote them, because who knows, sometimes like something as dumb as punctuation can make a difference. So okay, I said, thanks, I was excited to see you also have the stop tails. Are they available to buy? Question mark. I'd also like one of those in polished nickel, comma, if possible, period. And then I promptly got a response saying, hello, James. Unfortunately, due to a previous bad experience with a similar vendor, we cannot sell any of our products to you directly. Cooper and I apologize for this, comma, and it is nothing personal, period. I know you won't lose sleep over us, period. Sincerely, Corey from Cooper Musical Instruments, or Musical Components. So I was very confused because it basically sounds to me like they're saying, we had a bad experience with someone else, and so therefore we can't sell you anything. Well, okay. Because I make pickups? Like, I really don't get it. I really don't get it. I'm not going to dwell on this. I just wanted to be accurate in my reading of the response. And I explained that, like, I'm not looking for a dealer discount. I don't want a distributor agreement. I just want to buy one for myself to put on my own Les Paul instead of a picture of me holding it, in case that mattered. And but I never heard back. That was it. I was like, well, that's a bummer. I wanted to get one, but they were available public online. So my wife tried to buy me one under her name and PayPal. The next morning they canceled the order with no explanation and refunded it to her. So I guess, you know, nobody with a similar name in my family or state is able to buy one from them, which obviously didn't stop me from getting it. I just had a friend buy one, so whatever. I'm terribly confused by it. I was very excited for it. I've heard nothing but rave reviews from others, and I don't know what to say about it other than if you're a vendor or a pickup maker, don't expect them to be willing to do business with you. In fact, expect them to go out of their way to cancel your orders and stop you from having their products. I'm still going to try it. If it's the one that I prefer the look and sound of, I'm still going to use it. I'm not going to hold my weird experience with them against their product. Hey, there's a toothpick in here. Like I said, there was a toothpick that came with something. I'm not quite sure what the deal is with that. Maybe it's explained in this note. Maybe, I hope this note doesn't say, dear person who ordered this, I hope this is not for James at Rewind Electric, because we don't like it. Let's see. Yeah, a toothpick is provided, but any small shaft or instrument should be able to free the ball end within reasonable... Okay, so they're saying if your ball ends get stuck in the rear of the bridge because the originals were smaller than the modern ones, you can use that to get them out. Pretty cool. Okay, let's have a look at this. So first, like, I'll tell you, it feels really light. I have a scale here. Grams. 28. Now, I mean, this is the shipping scale, so it's, I mean, it goes down to grams. So yeah, it seems to be 28. If it was 29 or 30, I wouldn't be surprised, but let's go with 28. I could put it on a kitchen scale and like really measure. I have a microgram scale if I wanted to be bonkers about it, but I don't think that matters. So, well, this looks really nice. I'm pretty impressed with the way they caught that little detail of the gate. I'm not going to pull out my original right now because it's kind of put out of the way. I'll do a comparison of it all later. But that's they're very rounded here. The originals had a lot of variation in them, and on this surface too. Oh, there's a little something here. It looks like that caught a belt. Like a polishing belt, grinding belt. Put a little divot in there. It's under the plating though. And I actually have seen that feature on other Coopers, so I guess that's something that they have copied. I guess that is something that they've copied from their original, which I believe to be plausible. I don't think that that is a defect. I think that that's kind of cool. And it's also nice because then you can tell a Cooper at a glance on a guitar because it's going to have that. At least the ones I've seen have that. The Coopers, I mean. So the originals, there's variation in how rounded this part is, how rounded this part is, how rounded this part is, how rounded this part is. Somewhat on the underside as well. So it looks as if Cooper has chosen to copy one that is on the more round side, which I think is cool. I don't necessarily think it represents the average. I think it represents a particular look. And because it's the opposite of what the stock Gibson historic ones do now, which are more on the blocky side of things, I think it's pretty cool because it stands out as unique. So, yeah. Let's see. Are these plated? Are they machined after or before the plating is the question. I can't really tell looking at it with my eyes, but maybe looking at it on the video, maybe you guys can tell. Maybe I'll be able to see it later on the video. I'm not sure. Let's try the glasses. So the originals were machined after the plating, but that would be a very accurate and unusual detail for somebody to do. Yeah, I think these are machined and then plated. There's a little bit of polishing compound still in there, in fact. Can you see that right there? Some white polishing compound. Well, they gave me a toothpick. I guess I can get that out. Okay, well, that answers that. They seem to be plated and polished after the machining, which is not how the originals were done, but it's better because otherwise you have a weak point in the plating where the plating can start to flake away. That's probably not what anybody really wants. Okay, so, all right, because people care, even though I'm not one of them, I'll do the drop test. I'm, again, not breaking out the original. Has a nice ring. Look, guys, I'm very impressed. I'm not at all going to let my weird experience sway my opinion of this, and it hasn't. I'm very excited to hear it and try it. This looks like a well-made quality piece of hardware, and I think that they have chosen a cool set of original features to copy. So I am excited to give that a whirl. That could likely be one that ends up on one of my guitars. Sorry, I got these bobbins here. You'll see I'm doing some set for my friend Ed A. A lot of people know Ed. And also prototyping a new version of the creme brulees. So the 15 people that watch this video, you heard that first. No one else knows that yet. Unofficial piece of information there.